Okay, so this is a combat mission, shock force mission called Dar al-Asud. Probably butchered that pronunciation. Anyway, it's essentially a spoiling attack by a mechanized force on a fortified town. The first thing I'm doing here is I'm basically overviewing my force, seeing what they gave me, and I noticed that they give me 3 mechanized fire teams, and they gave me 3 motorized fire teams and strikers, as well as 2 support teams for heavy weapons. And the first thing I do after I'm done checking out the force is I basically overview the town, see exactly what I'm going to do. I noticed that it's surrounded by 3-meter high walls, which are going to restrict vision, and I have to capture the 2 airport hotels and secure the main town crossroads. So what I plan on doing is essentially attacking that walled-in enclave that I zoomed over at first, breach that with the Bradleys, and then assault through with infantry, garrison those buildings, and establish a base of fire there, and then secure the crossroads, and then attack the hotel. I decided to bombard me with artillery. I was totally surprised by the volume of fire that they were able to output. I've played this level before, and they've never really attacked with that much firepower before, so I was really surprised. Oh, you see here, what I have highlighted is the forward observers, and I also have 3 strikers with 105mm howitzers, and I'm going to use them to basically suppress any machine guns that happen to be garrisoning the village. It's extremely effective at burning out snipers and machine guns, and it can also be used to fend off mechanized vehicles as a last resort. So, see here, on the main street in town, there's 3 or 4 technicals. One of them has a recoilless rifle, and my Bradleys dispatch them before they can even get manned. One of them is manned, but it's not enough to really do anything. They're not even able to return fire before we annihilate all of them. So what I was doing right here is basically determining who is going to attack first. I decided that the Bradleys going to basically be used as the fixing force, so they were going to attack first and be supported by the striker teams if need be. So I was expecting a massive infantry presence in this little hamlet I'm about to attack, this little enclave. And I keep checking my right flank because I'm worried that I'm going to be attacked by mechanized elements there. You'll notice that I leave one of the Bradleys behind, and the reason is because I want to make sure that this flank is protected. When I played this before, I was attacked by some BMPs from that direction. So right now I'm breaching the wall surrounding this enclave, still engaging technicals on the main street. Take that out with a tow missile. There's a breach been created. Strikers and Bradleys are still engaging technicals. Getting these guys, the strikers, in position to assist in the event that the Bradley fire teams are overwhelmed. You hear some mortars going off, some enemy mortars going off behind me, but it's inaccurate fire. I suspected that there were forward observers in this hotel directly in front of me, but it turned out that there was barely nothing in there. Oh, see that? At 11 o'clock, there's a tank behind a building there, and I instructed my Bradleys to take it out with tow missiles. I popped smoke on one of the Bradleys because he missed his first tow missile, and I thought that I would be destroyed by that tank. But the second tow missile hit it before it was able to respond, and it's knocked out. I take a much more cautious approach from this point forward because I was not expecting to see armor in the town. So that the armor is basically, I'm basically defenseless against the armor in a field fight. So I have to take them out using basically cunning, hit them before they can hit me. You see here I'm moving the first fire teams from the Bradleys into these buildings in the Enclave. I'm also taking out the two M240 machine gun teams from the Strikers to provide some fire support. I'm moving forward the 105s. This way, if I run into an enemy, a heavy enemy force in the Enclave, I can quickly burn them out with howitzer fire. So far, the first fire team made it past the fortified wall, and they haven't been engaged by anything. I was really surprised at this point. I was expecting there to be a bloodbath right here. That's actually why I brought my Strikers in so close, this way they can provide some machine gun support. So we still see movement on the right flank in the Main Street area, but they pose absolutely no threat. We have complete fire superiority. At this point I started to hear some pings. I knew that we were taking fire from a sniper, so I'm basically scanning the area right now to see where the hell that fire was coming from. And I'm just ready to quickly scroll back and select my howitzers. At this point, you can see on the Main Street area, there's that little explosion symbol. That is actually a suicide bomber. So I didn't notice it at this point. I noticed it about 5 seconds from now, and I opened all my guys to open fire on it because they can deal a whole lot of damage. The enemy is just sort of, now that the first hotel on the right is secure, I send in my weapons team to set up position. I send in the second weapon team to support the assault on the house on the left. A whole bunch of enemy infantry running through the town, and I'm just wiping them out. These guys that are clearing the hotel right now, once they get to the top floor, they're going to rain death down upon everyone who's in the town. It's an excellent base of fire, and I'm really surprised that the AI did not defend it. The AI is usually really good with making wise tactical decisions. You can see some AT-4s being fired at those technicals. The Bradleys are just ripping them apart. Those big clunking noises, that's the Bradley's 25mm cannon. It's not enough to take out tanks, but it's quite effective at taking out vehicles of all sorts. Light vehicles. They're attempting to flank to the left. There's that suicide bomber again. I order the infantry squad clearing the second hotel to take it out. They fire an AT-4 at it. That Bradley can't hit it. Tell that Striker to fire at it as well. As you can see here, these two squads, fire teams, have successfully got into the top of these hotels, and they have a clear view of the entire city, basically, and they're just wiping out enemy squads. I considered it to be relatively safe now, so I send in the Bradleys. I didn't want an RPGs from those buildings to take out the Bradleys, because although the Bradleys look like tanks, they're basically glorified Strikers or Humvees. They have very little armor, and they can easily be destroyed by even the lightest AT weapons. Those rocket rounds that you see are actually from handheld AP4s from those squads that are in the buildings. Technicals are attempted to attack, but they don't pose any resistance. Setting up a flanking attack here on the left. I also want to get some eyes down that road to see if there's any other tanks that are going to pose a threat. I decided that the strikers were the fire teams that are in the strikers would basically lead the flanking attack, supported by the Bradley's cannons. So I'm just surveying that area right now. It looks pretty quiet. I'm still worried about the right flank though. I keep thinking that I'm going to get attacked by mechanized forces. The briefing indicated that there were mechanized elements in the town. Right here I spot another tank down on the right there, on the top right. The T-62 over there. I immediately pop smoke by the strikers and move the Bradley forward out of danger. But that would have been really bad if that tank would have seen me before I saw it. It would have wiped out those strikers in a couple of seconds. So the pop smoke on the strikers are perfectly safe now. Now I decided I was gonna use this fire team. Use that fire team to take out the tank with a javelin. So see what I do right here. Move the second support team up to take where that squad was. I ordered them to attack the hotel, then I realized, oh shit, they don't have the javelin yet. The javelin is basically a heavy anti-tank rocket launcher. So I order them back into the Bradley to pick up the javelin. Just moving these strikers out of the way so the tank doesn't take them out. Still exchanging fire with the technicals in the town, but I basically have taken all of them out. So here we go. This is one of my Bradley fire teams getting that javelin. Still pretty nervous that I haven't been really attacked by a great deal of infantry. I was expecting at least 3 companies of infantry, and I haven't really been engaged by any. Just some assorted foot mobiles. Now that that team has the javelin, I send them to the 4th floor of the other building, and then once they're there, we'll have full cover over the entire town, and we'll be able to engage with impunity. Once this base of fire is established, then the second phase of the assault can commence. The flanking attack. So I send these guys to the roof, hoping to get a better view of the city. Normally it's pretty dangerous to put your guys on the roof because they're exposed to fire, and they can die a lot easier if it's like a heavy firefight. But there's so little enemy resistance that I figured it was safe. Those technicals over there, those little red diamonds, they're all abandoned. The machine guns that are posted in those buildings are taking pot shots at them, but not really making any damage. I send in the CO, who's in that striker that I just sent to the town. Oh, fire from something. So that fire team that I gave the javelin is almost to the building. Once they're there, I hope that I'll be given a vantage point to take out that tank down the road. The only other alternative would be to bring the Bradley down the road and then hope that it killed the tank before the tank killed it. But if it missed its tow missile, it would probably be taken out, so I want to avoid that. Taking some fire from buildings across the street, and then this is exactly why you establish a base of fire. You see that the other squads, they immediately open fire on the buildings. I tried to attack the building with my 105s, but they're out of range, or rather, they didn't have a line of sight. So I moved them forward, and then I engage. Now we're getting attacked by some infantry. There's infantry in the apartments across the way, but they were not able to stop my squad from taking that building. And the 105s are now in place. Fire teams into the building. They're moving up from the 1st to the 5th floor. Give that building that fired on us earlier some howitzer love. Also notice that there's a sniper attacking from that building far away. I tell the 105 to open fire on him. Trying to make it fire on the right side of the building, but it was difficult. Due to the angle that the howitzer was at, it was difficult to hit it from that side. So I lobbed some more shells into that hotel over there. So this fire team finally made it to the 5th floor, but they weren't able to hit the tank from the 5th floor, so I tell them to go up to the roof and attempt to use the javelin from there. They're exchanging fire with some weapons crews on the left flank. The weapon crew is from the tank, the first tank that I killed. They bailed out and they've been exchanging some light fire with the various squads over there. So I heard some explosions on my right flank, so there's probably something going on over there. So the squads that were inside the building, they did actually manage to hit the tank with their AT-4s, and they immobilized it, but they did not destroy it. So we're going to go up to the roof now. There's some action going on the right flank. I believe I'm getting attacked on the right flank, but I'm not paying attention right now. I wanted to kill this tank. See that guy with the big green tube in the middle of the squad? He's got the javelin. Watch this thing go. It's amazing. Those are AT-4s going off right now. There it goes. Now it's destroyed. Tell them to go back on the 4th floor where it's safer. Then I'm like, you know what? There's so little resistance, I might as well just chill up here. I started having like a mental argument with myself. So on the right flank, while that was going on, we were getting attacked by an AT team and a mechanized force. But the Bradleys that I left there were able to dispatch the attack and counterattack. I also tell the 105 to fire in the area to sort of suppress the infantry. That big explosion was the howitzer going off. So they got totally annihilated. Now I'm just looking at these rear elements that we're dragging. considering bringing them up. The forward observers, which I haven't used yet, still taking sporadic mortar fire from the enemy. I move up the strikers that were originally planned for that assault on the left, and I move up the forward observers and a sniper team that was that joined the battle about 20 minutes in. I just quickly send them in. It's not really doesn't really matter where they go because the whole area is secure. I'm going to set up the forward observers on that house on the left, so they can call in artillery, call in some howitzers on those on the area where that sniper was. The enemy sniper. Still making sure he's suppressed with the howitzers. These guys here on the right are basically engaging the crews that bailed out from those mechanized elements. I unload the CO, the commanding officer. I send him into the middle building so he can overwatch what's going on and lead his troops better. Unload the forward observers. Forward the Bradley a little bit because I'm no longer afraid of a sneak attack by RPGs. Send the forward observers to the roof so they can basically survey with binoculars. They're not very safe there, but it's okay because I'll tell them to hide and not fire their weapons. Just observe. So I begin the attack from the left now. I was worried that these buildings over here on the left flank would actually be occupied. So I'm actually pretty sure I move up my howitzers just to make sure they're within firing range. I'm loading that sniper team now and putting them also in that building on the left. Made a little mistake there. I double clicked and selected the whole striker platoon and it moved all of them instead of just these two that I wanted. So I moved them forward with the hunt command. Basically what that does is it says move forward until you see an enemy contact and then stop moving. Because I was worried that there might be other tanks in the town and I didn't want to get caught. This guy on the right, the striker on the right, he wouldn't do the hunt command because he was already spotting that technical all the way down there on the right. Oh, so there's another tank. Good thing I did the hunt command. I tell both the strikers to engage, both of the Bradleys to engage, take it out, and resume the hunt. If I moved in quickly, then it would have taken longer for the Bradleys to actually target that tank. And it probably would have got owned. So moving the Bradleys, strikers right behind them to roll out quickly and engage those buildings if there's infantry inside. This is a very strong sort of base of fire situation right here. The Bradleys are destroying the technicals that are down the street. Forward observers and the snipers have made it to the roof. I tell the forward observers to fire direct fire of 150mm howitzers on those 2 hotels that we have to secure. Heavy fire for medium duration. Anti-personnel rounds. As you can see, that sniper is still firing at my guys from that hotel, so hopefully those howitzers will flush them out. Something's going on the left. We're taking fire from that building on the left behind my Bradleys. Yep, there's a infantry squad in that building. The strikers open fire on it, but I still don't want them to engage it in the open, so I pop smoke to protect them from RPGs. Dismount the infantry. And I also pop smoke on the Bradley. This way it can't be shot at in the rear by an RPG.
Out.
I order those fire teams from the strikers to secure the building.
Fire perfect. Over. Fire perfect.
And you can see right here, that one guy on the left, that one enemy, he got an RPG. So the moment he manages to stand up, he's going to take out my Bradley. But luckily, he's pinned down right now. And also, I tell the Bradleys to open fire over there and basically suppress the entire area. That's my squad on the left coming around the building. I tell them to go beyond the wall and then hop over it and take them out. At this point, I actually thought that it was just a anti-tank squad. So I thought it was just those 3 guys, but it turns out that there was actually like 10 guys there. I still want them to clear the house, make sure that there's no more guys. The strikers are still supporting. Checking out my handiwork. Also order another fire mission of howitzers. Just to really make sure that all those guys in there get owned.
Request fire. Over.
I don't want it to be a bloodbath when I actually assault the hotels. The rest of this video is self-explanatory. I basically use the same principles that I've been using since the beginning of the video. So enjoy. I'm gonna stop the narration right now.
Request fire. Out. Shot. Over. Shot. Out. Flash. Over. Shot. Over. Shot. Out. Flash. Over. Out. Shot. Over. Shot. Out. Flash. Over. Flash out. Shot. Over. Shot. Out. Flash. Over. Flash. Out. Fire for effect. Over. Roger. Fire for effect.